And we know that we need it when it comes to our foreign policy. Because the last 6.5 years have not worked. They have not worked. Paul and I both, we didn't know each other at the time, but we came to the same conclusion. We didn't need a bunch of gray eminences in Washington to tell us that this was a bad idea, that this was going to cost us billions of dollars and thousands of lives, and that it would bog us down and fan anti-American sentiment all around the world, and it would make us less safe. We understood that then. The same thing that we understand now. But we have a broader debate in addition to Iraq. I have put in a bill in January that says we've got to have our combat troops out by March 31st of next year. It is time to bring our troops out of combat. They have done their job. They deposed Saddam Hussein. They've done everything asked of them. It is now time for the Iraqis to wake up and recognize that only they have the power to arrive at the political accommodations that are necessary. When you start thinking about the fact that the Iraqi government is on vacation right now, and the White House excuses this by saying that, well, it's hot in Baghdad. It's 130 degrees in Baghdad. You can't expect them to stick around and work out their problems. But we do expect our young men and women with 100-pound packs on to be in that same heat, patrolling a civil war. That is unacceptable. Yeah. It is time for us to bring this war to a close. But we've got to do more than that. Everybody now is saying everybody on the Democratic side is all saying that we've got to start winding down this war. That's the popular position now. But we have to make more fundamental change. We've got to understand, as Paul said, that this world is transforming before our very eyes. And it means we've got to change how we do business. It is no longer sufficient for us to trot out the old formulas, the old tired phrases. If we want fundamental change, then we can't be afraid to talk to our enemies. We can't be afraid that, I'm not afraid of losing the PR war to dictators. I'm happy to look them in the eye and say what needs to be said. I'm happy to tell them what I think. I'm not going to avoid them. I'm not going to be hide behind a bunch of rhetoric. I don't want a continuation of Bush-Cheney. I don't want Bush-Cheney light. I want a fundamental change. It's time to turn the page on how we do business and say to the world, we are ready to lead. We are ready to lead by deed and example. And we will meet and talk and discuss our values and our ideals, because our values and our ideals, when we're true to them, are ideals and values that the entire world looks to. And we will go to the world and we will say, we want to work with you, not against you on critical issues like terrorism. We want to work with you, not against you on critical issues like nuclear proliferation. We want to work with you on ending the genocide in Darfur. We want to work with you to relieve poverty and to build schools that children are learning math and science instead of hatred. And we're going to close Guantanamo, and we're going to restore habeas corpus. Because that's who we are. Because the times are over where just talking tough or refusing to talk to folks is somehow an emblem of your toughness. We're going to be tough and smart, and we're not going to be afraid of anybody in affirming what America is all about. That's who we are, and that's how we lead. So, as Paul and I and Pego were flying over, here's one thing that we wanted to remind everybody of. You know, I'm proud of this endorsement. And part of the traditional game in Washington is racking up endorsements. And we'll never have the most endorsements because we haven't been in Washington that long. We haven't traded, you know, that many favors. But what Paul and I and Pego understand is that change of the sort we're talking about, is not just going to happen because I get elected. Change is going to happen because all of you decide you are going to embrace change. Change is going to happen not from the top down, it's going to happen from the bottom up. And that's why I'm proud to have Paul's endorsement, because he believes in bottom-up politics, just as you believe in bottom-up politics. If we have faith in the American people, in their common sense, in their decency, in their courage, in their willingness to embrace a new way of doing business, we're not just going to win an election, people. We are going to transform a country. Thank you very much.